Today's mug moment comes from Matthew chapter 19, verses 13 through 15. One day, some parents brought their children to Jesus so he could lay his hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples scolded the parents for bothering him. But Jesus said, "Let the children come to me. Don't stop them. For the kingdom of heaven belongs to those who are like these children." And he placed his hands on their heads and blessed them before he left. What we see here is actually a super common practice in that day. Parents would regularly take their children to someone of religious prominence, usually a rabbi, someone that they kind of align themselves with, to ask that rabbi to bless their children. And the rabbi would place hands on the child or the person whom prayers are being sought for and say a prayer over them and bless them. So this was a common occurrence. This is not unusual at all. And just about 2 weeks ago, we read a passage with Roy where pretty much the same thing happened, and there were children there, and Jesus told his disciples then to accept them and that we should learn from children and that our faith should be like these children. So Jesus has already had this lesson with his disciples, and they're just not getting it. But how often do we just not get it too? Aren't there people in our lives, in our churches, whom we just don't want to put the welcome mat out for? People who sometimes are difficult or require a little extra grace, like a baby, like a child, like, that person who bugs you at church. And we just don't feel like welcoming them, just like the disciples saw this as a nuisance and a distraction. And Jesus says, welcome them. If they are seeking me, if they're seeking my blessing, bring them in. I am all for them, and I want to bless them. Who can you bless today? Spend some time asking the Lord to reveal to you who you need to be more open to.